Okay, so let's start off today with GBP USD. Okay, current prices over here. We have a sell zone up here, very good price to sell because we have an engulfing fail, right? It was a buy that failed, price came back, tested around the key level, and what's interesting is, although it poked all the way here, it decided to close right below the key level. Okay, then we have our buy zone down here that the current price is very close to. I'm not going to, I didn't pick this zone right here because we have USD high impact news that's coming in the evening. So GBP USD might not move until then, or it might move very, very slow until the effect of news or after the release of the news. Okay, so we are going to monitor a potential buy over here. An engulfing sell that failed, price came back. This was the first engulfing buy, and another engulfing buy over here. The key level is over here for a very, very, for the best price for this zone. Okay, so either, let's just use arrows this time. So if the price decides to drop into our buy zone and respects, then potentially it might bounce back up. But if it breaks below, meaning H4 closes below the zone, then it might want to test a lower area. Okay, after breaking a zone, or especially this zone, if it decides to drop all the way into the next zone, it may, or it could also potentially retrace back into the key level for a better sell down, vice versa. If it decides to shoot all the way up into our sell zone and respects it, then potentially we can catch a sell back down. But if it breaks above, then it might want to test a higher area or a higher zone. Now, after H4 reaching our zones, what do? You switch to M5 or M15 to find any setups for your entry, okay? Meaning, engulfing meets engulfing, or your engulfing fails meets engulfing, or even, best option yet, to lower your risk is engulfing fail meets two engulfings, or your HLZs, or your ABCs, however you want to call it. Okay, so that's for GBP USD. Now, let's move on to the next pair, Euro JPY. Okay, for Euro JPY, we have a buy zone down here and a sell zone up here. Okay, current price is just in the middle, so I'm going to zoom out. So what can you, EJ, do? If it decides to climb up into our sell zone, and respects that, then potentially we can catch a sell down. But if it breaks above, then we know it might potentially want to test a higher area. Okay, so it can do this whether shooting up in one go into the next zone or retrace back into the key level for a better buy up. Vice versa, price can also drop into our sell zone, our buy zone, and respect it. If it does choose to respect it on H4, then potentially we can catch a buy back up. But if it decides to break below, then it might want to test a lower area or a lower zone. Okay, so that's for us to monitor. After entering, what can we do? So after you found your setups, whether it will be in M5 or 15, you count 40 pips from your entry, and that will be your SL. Okay? 40 pips from your entry, and that will be your SL. So it really depends on how precise you can get, but I've already given you the key levels. So that will be your practice. Last but not least, CAD JPY. We have a sell zone, up here, and our buy zone down here. Current price is within these two, or it's bouncing in between the void over here. So what can CAD JPY do? If it decides to drop down into our buy zone and respects it, then potentially we can catch a buy back up. But if it breaks below yet again, then it might want to test a lower area. Okay? After breaking, the price can shoot down in one go or retrace back into the key level for a better sell down. Vice versa, if it decides to shoot all the way up into our sell zone and respects that, then potentially we can catch a sell back down. But if it breaks above, then it might want to test a higher area or a higher zone. Now that we know where to enter or which time frame to monitor for entry, you know where to place your SLs for a TP. If you are comfortable with big pips, big movements, you can TP at least right before the next zone. So for example, if you were to sell from here, you would TP just right above the zone over here. After running 20 pips, you can set some of the TPs to 20 pips. So that will be your marker. After it hits 20 pips, then you may set break even for the rest of your entries. But if you are not comfortable in holding a trade for a very long time, or you're not there yet, you're not confident in the setups yet, then set TPs at a very small TP to slowly build your confidence. Meaning, you can set your TPs at 10, 20, 30 pips, even 20, 30, 40 pips. Once you start getting used to that, then you can start to extend it 20, 40, 60 pips, so on and so forth. Okay, so that's for the 3 pairs. Trade smart, trade wisely. The week is almost done. So don't let your Monday to Wednesday effort go to waste. Okay, talk soon. Bye.